me at least, it's the best thing when it comes to Dota. My gut feeling rarely fails me, you know. It's just too much that I've played competitively and not. I'm, I'm sounding like an ass, but what I try to say it's better if I don't think. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's actually true. Like when you consider Dota, it's a long game of very technical chess, I guess you could put it that way, but it's still in
Yeah,
the end a reaction-based game. So if you go with gut feeling, you feel like it's the right move, you do team follows you, you can make bad moves happen, but they turn out to be good because everybody
yeah.
commit to the idea of not thinking or overthinking something too much, and
It's
you
like
just do it.
99% of the time with when I'm discussing some game with any of my ex teammates, like in
30
Discord or
seconds to battle.
like or whatever, some pro players watching games, you know,
Hmm.
90 of the time, if we, every single one of us will have a gut feeling that something's wrong, and there will always be maybe that one guy that will, okay, he will be to vocalize it to into words, you know, the gut feeling. But more or less, everyone will be like, something's off here. I don't like it. I've seen this, you know. I've seen this shit. Something's not gonna work.
Well, we have our first game of the SCA qualifier underway with Blacklist rivalry or Blacklist International. Is it rivalry or international? Blacklist
Rivalry, rivalry.
International.
Well, well, in the lobby it's rivalry, but I guess it's changed. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the name has, but international. Despite being a full stack of those in the team versus Among Us from the second open qualifier. Among Us, let's see, they beat GeekFam to make their way here, and I think GeekFam has a household SEA name for the couple 2-3 years now. So a
Yep.
big feat down.
Yep. Yeah. Geek Fam, one always a team that you expect be up there, right, in SCA qualifiers. I don't know. I just love SCA for some reason. You know why? I think I have a Stockholm syndrome because SCA viewers flamed the shit out of me when I just casting. There was a big Reddit thread as well. I don't know. They called me biased and shit, you know, that I'm flaming some. Who was it? I think Gabby actually. He was.
Better.
He was not in Neon. He was in. What was what was the team? I always forget. What was the team that played Shaker Fling and one liner? Do you remember?
Shaker
Yeah,
Morphling.
they're the ones that made it basically.
I mean, I'm getting Vici Gamer, but
No,
it's
no, no. It's
not
just
them.
yeah. No, it doesn't matter. In any case, uh, don't flame them. Don't say anything about them if you keep on casting. But no, it's also we're like
TNC.
yeah. It's
Right.
DNC.
I actually
That's
went
it.
scrolling Reddit with a Google search of Earthshaker Morphling
Yeah,
to it right away. So
it's
you're
DNC.
absolutely
It's
right.
DNC.
TNC's insane Earthshaker Morphling combo,
Yeah, I love that combo by them. Like it was so dumb, so broken.
and it was an interesting metaphor because a lot of teams started recognizing its strengths. There was a small pause of nobody getting to play it because bans. You slowly start to let them through because you're like, well, if we ban the Shaker, they're not just picking the Morphling, or if they pick the Morpher looking for Shaker, you know, like the base mentality. And then you get these interesting, like, a strat that worked 3 years ago, we're going to pull it off here, and don't even remember that, oh, that was a thing. They're like, damn,
Yep.
that's a spicy draft.
Yeah, until that got completely destroyed by the changes to the agonyms and stuff. But yeah, like, some pretty cool stuff is happening on the mid lane. By the way, I'm not sure
Yeah,
if you're
I'm
seeing.
looking at it at the same time, and what Abed destroy this mid lane.
This is not destroy. We need a new word for what is happening to Poor Moon.
It's a good word for it.
Yeah, it makes something up. I don't know. Just make it up. This is
Demolished.
yeah, sure.
Ran over
Sure.
by a truck.
Ran over is good. Yeah.
Yeah, ran over. That is definitely what is happening right here. 22-11 versus Moon's last hits.
Does he have a body? There's a bottle flying out, you know, so he's gonna heal up. He can go grab a bounty. Level 4.5 versus 3 3/4. And he's going in. Don't go in, sir. Don't go in. You don't wanna go in.
I mean, I was kind of mentioning it in the draft-based matchup, sure, but Lina's gonna have a great game, and it's already looked like it 3 minutes in. So supports are gonna have their hands full if they want to release from Moon. You've got Ponlo on the Lion, and you've got Raji with the Vengeful Spirit. They're already making way towards the 4-minute Water Runes. So is Tim's with this, and Carlo with the Phoenix also making their way there. But Water Runes will be, by the looks of it. No, actually, Raji's gonna go. That's first blood saved for Abed. Tim's will leave it for his Ponlo coming in from the back with a stun. Abed trying to survive on the high ground, but the damage is too much, and Moon kill the Lina. Tim's and Car trying to take down Ponlo. Ponlo will suffer his first death.
Okay,
And
if you're on Among Us right now, you tip this Venge so damn hard. Like this dude, I loved what he just did. That was like you're looking at him and you're thinking maybe he's feeding to Lina. No, he's not. Like he saw the Lion and Ember coming by, and all they needed maybe a second of a stun on Lina. Baited that kill. Like yeah, Venge dies, but Ember gets a kill on Lina. That's
It is a big kill for Moon, especially considering how bad it has been going. It does that extra bit of a lot of experience for Moon, who's actually caught up in levels. He's like behind Abed now.
yeah, like the 20 CS behind, but 1 creep behind.
Yep.
Even though Lina has 17 denies, they have almost the same amount of experience now. That's crazy. Venge MVP.
Ponlo is going back and forth, and he's trying to scout out, does this Lina actually see? He's starting to think there's a ward around this area somewhere, because he keeps mid, Lina goes back, he walks back to the river, Lina, and Ponlo is through a ward, but now he's probably pinging, and they have vision here, like something's up.
Yeah, usually in high-level Dota, basically just moving in a certain direction, it will tell you if they have a ward. Yeah, he's just gone. And they might kill Moon as well. They're rotating in with techies.
Yeah, there's Raji coming in for the interruption with a wave of terror, but Ember is dropping low from Tim's, and one hit a deal. Oh, they got the Fire Spirits to connect. They will secure the kill with Carlo. They really wanted Abed to have that kill. That's how much respect he's getting from his team.
Basically, the mid lane is the one bleeding out the hardest, so they really have to rotate everything there. Like the side lanes truly don't even matter at the moment. No one should be dying. Maybe on top lane Gabi can overcommit, but even him, like you see he's dropping low, but he has 16 1 charges. This is where the action is basically.
But actually being surrounded here, they've got FBZ rotating in, Ponlo coming in for the stun, Lina low on HP, 300 to go, and that's a big kill for them once again as Raji comes in to help out with a wave of terror. Yep. Will drop for a second time this game, despite leading net worth. These are big kills, trying to hinder this leading away from the pack.
Yeah, you have to do whatever you can on this mid lane, because your side lanes aren't going that great as well. If you're Dire, if you're Among Us, like top lane, Gabi is just having fun with Morphling. Morphling is one of those heroes that doesn't really have a lot of range early on, so you can get hit by Anchor Smash every now and then.
Jump onto the Morphling, and they do get the Ravage to connect, but he sadly already hit the Attribute Shift. I get that extra needed 200 HP, so Gabi doesn't go for the straight up That's
Yeah.
that's an unfortunate mishap, but you know, killing Morphling, it's always a bit difficult if you don't have a reliable instance done.
They waited. He waited with Ravage a tiny little bit. Like he could have popped it instantly,
Yeah.
and then
Overlapping is
maybe
probably better.
yeah, yeah, and exactly, because it still takes some time for those tentacles to arrive, right? Um, so maybe that would have been a bit better. Versus Morphling, you always want to overlap instead of waiting for the last second. You never know. He's gonna shift and the kill is not happening.
2k lead for Blacklist in the early minutes as we're closing out the laning stage, and this is where everybody starts to run all over the place. Gonna start getting those neutral items. Gabby is still gonna be happy just farming this lane with the Tidehunter, knowing this Morphling's not gonna be challenging him at all. Dreamocell not getting killed either, unless Tim's... Oh, very frisky attempt there, loading up the blast off for a second. Sadly, Raji nearby, trying to contest the pull.
They're just
Or
blocking
the
it.
stack.
You
He still gets the stack, okay.
Yeah, he moved back in the end, didn't block it, but they are rotating in, you know. So maybe this was a plan. Ember is coming in as well. FB might even join. Let's see. Maybe. I think he won't, but
Yeah, there's no
has a
Ravage.
TP ready.
There's consideration to go. Moon is coming in. They're going to start the fight here. Raji interrupting there. Gabby throwing another rank match. And here comes Moon. They're targeting Tims. They know the Techies is a weaker target. They got Carlo TPing in as well with the fear time. Yes, he can. They won't be able to kill off the Techies. And a turn is presenting itself. He tried to kill the Venge, but it's takes time. And Gabby gonna get interrupted by Ponlo with another stun. He's down to 300 HP, very low. He just needs the gush to connect. He does, but the raindrops save his life.
Yep. Both of these teams hesitating a little bit in disengagement. Like, the fight could have been way different if teams...
Oh, and Lina as well. Moon and F gonna look for another kill. And it's a big one if they get this Lina. Yes, they do. Oh, poor Abed is really to enjoy this early game for a lot, because that's the third time that they've killed this Lina in 10 minutes.
That's what you do to her, right? Like especially some players, once they start dominating with heroes that are as squishy as Lina, they become a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confident, and I feel that he's just one of the heroes that you should never be too confident with. You know, early on at least, until you get some mobility item. Because you step out just a tiny bit out of position and you will be killed. FBZ is a god on Mars, by the way, so he knows what to do.
He's a great Mars player, and they are smoking up from mid with Abed and Tims making their way towards. They have a fight-capable life stealer, basically, with the Orb of the Corrosion, helmet with the Iron Will for even more extra armor, and of course the face boot. It's bulky and pretty tanky versus the Mars and the Ember. He's gonna bait them under the tower. It's all going into the plan of Blacklist, but Ponlo misses the stun. Crucial stun miss there, because now he might lose his life too. Does get the Hex on, so they're gonna get hit by the LSA and the Laguna Blade, and now Raven's gonna be chasing FBZ, and not only one, but looking for a second kill.
Yeah, they get 2 kills. They almost got the third one on Ember. If only there was some burst damage down next to tier 1 tower, because Ember's remnants were surrounded by mines. Teams set up a lot of mines around the mid lane Ember remnant. So when he went back, he lost like almost all of his HP. They just needed to hurt him a little bit more. Nicely planned by Tims, but unfortunately led to nothing. There's another smoke with a double damage Moon. Third Moon. Let's see.
Oh, Gabby might get a small advantage in a hurry. Looks like he is going to be able to walk out. So a bit of unluck there. Meanwhile, they're diving under the tier 1 tower again. Just TP'd here and die.
Oh, that was so close with the swap. Unfortunate. Venge also showing herself down bottom, so it will be a bit more difficult. Yeah, she can at least. That's something, but
The swap could have bought some time. I think Carlo, by the time
He'd
the
live.
loads, he'd be able to chase him again and burn him up. But
No, he'd live because of the damage shield. Like, he'd actually live. There's no way Phoenix level 8 kills him there, but with the swap. Unfortunate, what can you do?
Yeah, that's true. Tim's, he's found Barrett, dropping a couple mines on top of him and loading up the blast off, and another kill going for Blacklist. It's a 4k net worth lead for them now, and it seems that they're dominating all over the place. Despite being the target of a lot of hatred, this is still a free farm life stealer, and Gabby also gank in the top lane. They are building a different. I mean, the what's it called? The difference between the two teams is growing.
Yep.
The
net worth lead, yeah, the
Yeah.
instance is growing, definitely. I mean, the only way they fight on Dire right now, it feels like, is if Mars is in the battle, you know, like he's the one that needs to set things up. Raven Edge that, yeah, but the problem is he can't rage TP out. There's Venge, right? So.
And Ember, oh, he tried to get the wisdom, but Tim's finally gets the mines to work.
Yeah, and he didn't even snatch it. Feels bad, man. So basically, Lion is a completely different hero for me right now. I said that they need FBZ to do anything, and I really think that. Mostly because Lion is, like, always... I'm not talking about Ponlo, I'm talking about every Lion in general. They're buying a shard over the dagger. They just need it. The shard is amazing, and I get it, but sometimes people are following the meta way too hard, I feel like. Having that blink initiation with Hex stun, it just changes the way you can play the game. They want to go bottom, maybe.
I mean, there are top two scariest things in Dota is a Blink Hex Lion, or maybe you could say the Shadow Shaman also kind of fits into the same category, but literally the Blink Hex Lion and the Bush Witch Doctor. The guy who shows up out on like, Casket!
Casket from then, you have one lose two and he's killing you with Melodic Death Ward, yeah.
The two scariest things of Dota.
That for me, it's some Ursa Blink bashing me straight up moon.
Lock this time. They overlap the stuns and they will make sure this Ember isn't getting anything out. Plentiful abilities to use for that, and now they can start taking control of the enemy jungle. They have one all on the Phoenix, so apply some extra vision.
You know what's sad in this game so far for me, if I'm a fan? What's sad is
the game or the team?
The team. They have they should have a way easier time finding pickoffs and initiating. And Ponlo is gone.
Yeah, classic Ponlo.
Yeah, they should have a way easier pickoffs killing here, not. Just look at Blacklist and how hard it is for them to kill an Ember. You need to combo Blast Off plus Ravage, you know. And that stuff is much easier said than done. You have to do everything perfectly, plus you have to have vision. For Among Us, like, you have Hex, you have Venstun, you have Ember initiating, you have Mars. It's much simpler for them to get kills, but they're not finding it.
At least from respectively, Ponlo's perspective, if he dies less than 5 times in a game, the game is going way too well. It's like there's told me about his fellow countryman Mali Burgos Razbiac, who I've told you this before. Like, it's not a Mali Burgos game if he doesn't die at least 10-15 times in the game. I feel like Ponlo sits in the same category.
I don't think that's a good thing, friend. You know, when you talk about someone saying that it's not his game if he doesn't die 15 times, something needs to change, probably.
Well, I mean, let's see if they can turn things around, at least on the side of Among Us, because this game is getting harder by the minute. You still don't have an answer to this Lifestealer. And Morphling needs a bit more time, because Dreamcell, he doesn't damage items yet. It's just the Lincolns that he has. So they're not ready. at all. How much time are you going to give till you're capable of fighting? Because Blacklist is in full control of this game. It's like playing against double Midas.
Double Midas is never a good thing to play against. It puts you in pressure. You want to make moves. Pawn low.
That's what Blacklist are doing.
That's
Almost
the
running
fifth.
into pawn low.
Yeah.
They
I was gonna.
That's the bench.
Yeah, the trick is now a bit more difficult for Among Us to get any pickoffs because there aren't many to be had. The Lifestealer and maybe Lina showing herself separated from the teammates, but all of far and dying.
Might be able to TP out.
See. Okay.
Blast off charge time takes a bit too long. Won't be able to stun him. TP from going through. Meanwhile, Raven, he spots Moon in the bottom lane. Moon, I think he also kind of he wants the fight, not like full on 5v, but he wants to find something. Because you have Lion, who basically lives off of getting a couple finger stacks early on.
Yep.
It's like your +1 for any gank. You have Vengeful Spirit, who has very high magical nuke and physical nuke. You have the magical magic missile. This sounds so silly. 360 damage, which is one of the highest basic abilities on a support as a nuke.
And then you help out with all the right-click damage of your teammates. Yeah, right now, basically what I would like to see is I'd like to see Among Us map a little bit. You know, just make a mess on the map. It would be probably the best thing that they could do. You have to break Blacklist formation. How do you make a mess on the map? It's easier said than done, of course, but like this bottom tier 1 push was good, you know. Push some, don't try to defend, don't farm though. You just don't have when Polo was farming the small camp up top, or when Ember is farming the small camp down bottom, I don't think they have time for that. They need to be making plays. Just to stop this Blacklist train that's happening. That was. Then again, you do have Morphling. I think he's the ultimate carry here, so have him AFK.
The question is when.
Yeah, it's not soon.
I guess the can't, but you're gonna have to get to that. There's also still building a Manta in between, and of course the phylactery.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Blacklist are just trying to choke the map slowly but surely. They have the Tormentor, the dire Tormentor on their eyes, on their sights right now. Probably don't want to take it right away if the enemy's in the base. Be kind of an indicator for a potential wipe.
Yeah, you don't want to do it for sure. Moon is doing the right thing though. He's splitting a little bit, pressuring. He's probably going to force some rotation. But they will take the Tormentor, by the way, now.
Okay. I think they saw one or... Yeah. They probably saw 1 or 2 heroes. I mean, Dreamless is sitting under a ward, so they know that that's 3 heroes missing. At least 3 heroes that we can are not nearby.
Yeah.
It's just the information wars.
Alex Jones, Infowars.
I would for that. 5-man smoke from Blacklist if they've just finished off of the Tormentor. It is a shard for Mr. Phoenix. And now hunting for kills. Ponlo is on the edge of vision, and insta Laguna Blade gone with that Aghanims on Lina with a Laguna Blade LSA, and he's already dead.
FBZ.
FBC also
nice
spotted.
blink.
Blinks out.
Ravage.
Gabby, do they see it? They don't.
If that was old 11, he'd Ravage. Straight up out. This is good, like what FBZ just did. Ponlo dying, it happens, but FBZ not getting killed, it wastes a lot of time, you know. Like Lifestealer and Tidehunter, they don't necessarily just want to be doing that. They want to be farming or pushing.
And,
Not getting
also
that
for like, I know we always talk this like per high intelligent Dota
Raji?
every time I'm with you especially, but I think it's like a very basic thing that you should learn to do is whenever you spot an enemy is chasing you, always go into the trees because it increases your chance of survival. It increases the time you're creating for them just chasing you and not getting anything done. You might actually survive and get away, and they've wasted everything. But always look for the trees and go juking. Don't run in the straight line where your towers used to be, because they see you the whole time. Never do that. Unless you're, like, super far away and you think you can beat the race.
Oh, I agree. For sure. Or if you're tilted, just stand there as well.
Or just stand, yeah.
Yeah, that works. Just stand there next to the death. At least you're gonna have some time to think about what you did wrong.
Yeah, or buy items.
Yeah.
Buy out what you have because you have that death penalty always.
Dude, don't you hate it when you buy an item, it gets bought and then it gets sold because you bought it too fast next to your death? Like,
Yeah.
I hate that so much. Like,
It is really annoying.
What's the ultimate curse in life? I hope you have it and then you don't. You know, that's what happens. I have it and then I don't. And then it's taken away. Feels bad, man.
It's like when the game tells you, you probably misclicked this, right? and takes it away and cancels what you just did.
There was like, there's a lot of yeah, sorry, continue. You were saying, or?
Oh, no.
There's a lot of misclicks in this game that actually are even coded in. Like, there's a minimap misclick. You know, there's actually a command minimap. I think right now it's made into options, but back in the day it was a minimap misclick time in console. Ponlo.
Aldina, all she needs is another flame cloak. Oh, okay. I was actually curious. She didn't just go for the blind LSA, but I guess you're considering Lion probably has blink. Well, he doesn't, so he's just standing there TPing away. But yeah, I mean, going back to that was basically the reference I just gave was about that setting. I just don't remember what it's called, or what it is. But you were talking about the minimap thing. I was also thinking there is something with clicks. I just don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But it is something prevention, like misclick prevention or something like that. But we
yeah, it's probably about the minimap, right? Like. Just so you don't, while you're clicking around minimap, you have, I don't know what the timer is, like 100 milliseconds or something.
Yeah.
So you don't click the minimap and start.
Look at mid. Moon is gonna get insta-ravaged, infest bombed. They were relying somebody to show up and kind of poke the lane. And that just is an instant call for Raven and Gabby to go in. They're going to go for the swap, and this Tidehunter is actually melting pretty fast. The finger's going to be used. The arena's going to be dropped as well, but the Phoenix egg is inside. But they're going to destroy the egg. And this is a relief for Among Us, who have been on the receiving end of this entire game. Finally get to hold their high ground. Instant smoke, and they might consider Roshan here.
Yeah, they did buy back the Ember.
Was it necessary?
No, it wasn't. Like, he didn't do anything in that fight. He forced them a bit back, but...
Can they gank Raven, actually? Can they gank Raven here? Okay, it's just a random spear by FBZ. Is he trying to get information? Okay,
they're going Rosh.
And now they're going Rosh. They just showed themselves going there now. But, yep.
They are really strong in Rosh Pit, but they have Venge with Solar Crest, with Wave of Terror. The only problem is...
Trying to fight them all. Ponlo's already found them. The tech keys has been hexed up. The spear's going to fly in. Raven is hacking the Lion. Rogi coming in for the save with the swap. LSA is also thrown in there, but it's not going to connect onto anyone. Just saving the Lifestealer in case he was getting jumped. And they kill the Venge. And Tim's coming in with the buyback on the tech keys. And they are regrouping on the side of Blacklist. While Among Us taking a side step. They've got the Ops Ward placed down. They have the Watcher for extra information. Blacklist hiding in the tree line for now.
There's Infest. There's no Ravage, but he's going in.
Morphling just able to dodge this one. FBC Arena is ready. Got the stun on Moon, and that's a dieback. Oh,
What happened? How is he?
good
How is
question.
how is he the last man standing there? Like, it's kind of faster than everyone else. He has 3 fire remnants, but
Radiant's middle tower
okay, maybe he tried to poke a little bit, you know. Just that's how you want to play the Ember. You want to be in and out constantly.
Yeah.
And,
And,
this
and after
game,
such a good phase of defense, now they lose the Roshan advantage. And Roshan in general.
very unfortunate for them. There's a lot of big items coming for Blacklist. Like Skadi is being built now by Lifestealer. He already has Radiant Aghanims. Lina with Aghanims and Aghanim's Shard, getting that E-Blade, getting closer to it, that is. They see Morphling, they have Ravage. If they jump him instantly, they're swapped though.
Ooh, there we go. They're onto the Morph. Does get the Manta off, and Ponlo with the stun buys some time, but Morph, he's gonna get hit by the anchor. So he has to kind of stand still and break the anchor first before getting back on the move. The Dreamer Cell is able to get out. Raji, unfortunately, not. So this Ravage does lead into a kill, but Ember has respawned now. So they're back in almost full force to defend their base. So that also means Blacklist is not going to get that high ground reach just quite yet.
Yeah, nicely done by them to save the Morphling from the Ravage. Like, overall, that engagement, you lose the Lina, you lose the Venge, sorry, but you're very happy with it. You just, like, if you see Lina and Techies on top, you should take a fight on one side of this map. Then with the Aegis, it doesn't matter, like, you have an advantage. But Lina now traveling and TPing in.
Moon's gonna go for the poke again, and Tidehunter's literally next to him. Cast the dead in the water, but it doesn't seem to connect on the Ember as he's able to dodge it with the Slate of Fist. I thought it instantly connects, but the spell went on cooldown and there was no anchor. If he did get caught by it, that could have been his death.
It's one of those scary things in this game. It's not about everyone else's catch, but there's a scary smoke mid.
Such a good shard in general. Carlo, Raven, right next to Among Us. Masao gonna pick up the Invis rune on the Morphling. Does have the phylactery and making progress towards the Kanda. But the thing is, can know or can do.
Dude, your puns with Kanda.
It's T Panda.
Yeah, yeah.
T Kanda.
T Kanda.
Rebrand incoming. They're gonna siege bottom.
Yeah.
They've got the Lina here as well. They've got Raven in the front with that Aegis. 2 minutes and 40 seconds on it. Forcing everybody back, but are they going back? Dreamer Cell still in mid. You've got Moon and Raji in top lane. Well, Gabby keeping Ponlo at bay. Oh, that's such amount of damage on Ponlo, but he will survive. Despite the E-Blade and the burn.
Ponlo just almost killed FBZ. I don't know if you noticed, FBZ was hiding in the trees, and when Ponlo started the suck, it went on to FBZ as well. It gave away his position. Yeah.
We're down a half HP. There's the swap. The attempt is made, and here comes Gabby. The Infest is also on the Venge, but it's a bit too late, right? I mean, it's not really too late, but maybe might lose the Aegis here, but they're trying to corral on the side. Moon is going to go down 50 seconds. Aegis has been popped. So the bait actually works out for Raven.
Ooh.
Here we go. That's a Ravage. If that's something, it hits straight on the money. And Blacklist are destroying, demolishing, and running over Among Us inside their base with just a quick closer.
That went from losing one side to losing the game. That Ravage went from losing one side to losing the game right there. Oh, very well played by Blacklist, honestly. This was textbook playstyle. I don't think that Among Us matched them at all on the map the way the game should be played. Among Us got caught way too many times. I think that